Here we go. Good afternoon and welcome to Showtime TV. I'm your host, Omar Rashada. Joining me live is a very special guest. He's a fashion designer. He's a hip hop artist. He's a businessman. He's a guy, he got all the talent, you know what I'm saying? Ondre Gipson. Good afternoon, brother. How you doing?
What's going on? How you doing?
All right, and thanks for being a guest. Let's start off, let's get a background of you. I know you do many things, but if you can talk about your educational background as well as your professional background.
Well, I guess you could say everything started probably at Dell State. So I was at Dell State for a while. I graduated. I was there between about 2011, probably to like 2016, 17. I was still in the Dover area, and I graduated in kinesiology, which I don't even use now. But
No,
but
no, no. What is that? What is that for those who don't know?
it's like if it's the study of movement science. So if you wanted to be like a physical therapist, personal trainer,
Got you.
you can even probably get into sports science,
Okay.
kind of like being a sports doctor in that kind of field. But I don't know. I kind of burnt myself out because with my degree it's kind of hard because you kind of have to get a master's and you have to get a doctorate. Like if you really want to make money, but I never even went to get the master's or anything. I still might, but
Right, right. Okay, okay. Now you have your own business company. What's that about?
okay. So it's called True Hustler Entertainment. Um, so it all started with I used to throw a lot of parties at college and school. It might not have been the best thing, but I was throwing a lot of parties, and
Right, right.
eventually I met a guy named Will Duckery, and he actually owned a few things down in the Dover area, but he had just recently purchased the club Bubba's down that way, and he gave us a chance. We threw a good party and everybody loved it. Now, one of the things with me was I didn't really necessarily want too many people, like, because the DJ and how the hosts are always like, oh, shout out to such and such, for the party. I didn't
Right.
really necessarily like all that attention, you know what I mean? I liked the fact that I was throwing a party, but I didn't really like all the attention. So I wanted something to kind of stand behind, like I wanted to form a company whereas though people weren't just all over, me. So
Right.
um maybe a year prior to that, a friend of mine passed away that I used to make music with, and his name was Reem.
Okay.
And he has a song actually that I listen to frequently, and one of the lines in the song was one eye open because true hustlers never sleep. And I'm not sure, I listened to this song a million times, but
Right,
one
right.
day it clicked, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start saying this is True Hustler party. So then I started True Hustler Entertainment, and I had a good friend who was already in kind of the fashion business, and he
Right.
had the heat presser and all that kind of stuff that I needed. So I went over there and I made a shirt that just had the T and the H on it, right?
Right.
And it's like a T and a tangle with an H, and I just threw that on a T-shirt and went on campus, passed them around like, yo, make sure you come to the party, da da.
Right.
And that Thursday, it really shocked me because though the parties were on Thursday, but
Okay.
that Thursday it shocked me because that first party, everybody who had got a shirt wore it that day, and that's when I was like, okay, maybe they actually like it. The people I didn't get one to were like, oh man, where's mine?
Right.
So I
Right.
was like, okay. So I went back to my boy's crib with like another 100 shirts. You know what I mean? Pressed up another 100 again, same thing. So then, so you can say it almost started off as just merchandise for the parties, but
Right.
it just got such legs of its own. I just ended up,
Yeah.
making
That way.
it.
Now, for most fashion designers, you got the fall collection, you got the winter collection, the spring and the summer. So through each season, like this is winter right now. Like so did you do like jeans, winter outfit fits and stuff like that? So do you do clothes based on the season?
I do. So I think way back, one thing about me is I do a lot of studying in the history of anything that I'm involved in.
Right.
And one thing I noticed is that staying on season isn't as important anymore as it was before, because back in the day with the Carl Kanais and all
Right.
them kind of guys, right? They were at the mercy of a retailer, so they almost had to have things done a season ahead
Right.
so that
Right.
the retailer could push it out. Now me, because I'm going direct to consumer, if I decide, okay, if I wake up tomorrow and say I want to make a jean jacket and put it out in January, that's just what I'm going to do. But as the seasons change, I do change my apparel. But a lot of things I do like to sell year round because one really good thing about Dell State or college in general, I could say, is that the networking is unbelievable, right? So it's people I met from all over the world there. So and just because they left Dell State doesn't mean we don't talk. So I got people that buy my clothing frequently in California and Florida, as well as here. So things like T-shirts, for example. Like I like to have T-shirts year round because it ain't that cold in Cali right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like somebody's gonna want it. But I do adapt. Sweatsuit. My sweatsuits do really well. I have jean jackets. I haven't crossed over into jeans yet, but I've been thinking about it. I've been working on it. I got a lot going on though.
Right now, do you do both men and women, or you just particularly do men?
Yeah, I do men's and women's. I do kids on a request basis.
Gotcha.
Because all that kind of gets with the T's and the 3T's, 4T, all that kind of stuff, kind of crazy. But if somebody wants it in particular, I can make it for them.
Right. So when you're designing an outfit or a dress or whatever, how long does it usually take?
Well, for me, the design process is normally quick because a lot of times it'll come to me, in my mind. Right. And a lot of times I already, all my logos and everything are pretty mapped out. I don't really go crazy, you know what I mean? But the design process is pretty quick. I actually have a factory in Pakistan I do business with. So once I send them my designs and I tell them exactly what I need things to look like, that process can take about 2 weeks to a month, depending on how heavy the load is that I'm sending over.
Now, do you normally like sketch it out, draw it out?
Nah, I do everything digital. I like to do everything digital. So I might find a mock-up of a blank sweatsuit, and then I'll place things where I want it to go. You know what I mean?
Right. Now let's talk about your marketing strategies because I mean you're pretty much worldwide. So like, how you get your name out there like that?
I mean, right now, man, I really pride myself on the word of mouth. And like I said, like I haven't spent a ton of money on advertising. I do run Facebook ads and Instagram. Right. And I like to get involved into different social medias quickly. I have a little brother who's like 13 now, so I'm not too savvy with the TikTok and all that. But my little brother is, so I might have him wear a sweatsuit and do something on TikTok. It's always the I think my strategy is to keep things exclusive and also almost create the fear of missing out to people. You know what I mean? It's like because the people around me may always have a sweatsuit on or something that say True Hustler on it somewhere, and somebody will be like, well, "Where'd you get that from?" And then I like to create the fear of missing out, so people just run to the website like, "Oh, I can't miss the next one." You know what I mean?
Right. Okay. I think you mentioned earlier requests. Is there any type of outfit that you refuse to do because you might think it's too provocative, it's too out there? Because people wear clothes, man. So sometimes they wear things that really stand out. Like, wearing that?
I mean, I try not to judge anybody. I mean, it's sometimes when people ask me things, because on my website I have a you can click the shop option, but then I also have an option for of a design lab. And in the design lab, you can email us, me and the team, and whatever your imagination comes up with, whether it's something that I have already, like let's say you like this T-shirt I have, but I don't like the color you want. I can say, okay, well, describe that to me in an email, and I can get it done for you. Or let's say if you have your own thing going on and you want something, I can even do something for you. But sometimes if somebody comes to me with a crazy request, I might laugh at it, but I'll do it. I ain't gonna turn them away.
Really? Okay, now let me ask you. Sometimes you got people that's extra large, and they find it's hard for them to find clothes like the big man or the big woman. Now,
Mm-hmm.
do you do those sizes, or is it a particular size that you do?
Yeah. Well, so most of my custom items, I only can go up to like a 3X maybe, but
Okay.
the items that I have actually manufactured in Pakistan, because it's nothing but material. Like I have the material already, so
Uh-huh.
based on that, I could do any size. I actually made a 6X for somebody one time.
I got you.
Yeah.
So Jay, so I took my niece to Kohl's. Every year I buy her a coat, my niece for winter. So places like Kohl's or Burlington Kirk Factory, Foreman Mills. Have you ever approached them saying, "Hey, I'm a fashion designer. Could I put my clothes in here, try to sell them?"
I have, and you get all types of different answers when it comes to that. Now that's one thing I actually think I want to get better at and to be more savvy as to how to talk to these people, because
Right.
sometimes, I think that the name of the game is to get them to pay up front, and then from there they'll they'll have to sell it on their own accord. A lot of times, what they'll tell me is, "Oh, give us the product, and we'll pay you on the back end." Now, I'm not necessarily, I'm not, I don't really want to do that because I could do that on my own. That's almost a ploy for me to get them to promote their store, and you know what I mean. It's like
Right. Okay.
I get it, but yeah, I actually have I have lighters, right, and for a period of time in Dover, I had them in 7-Eleven. Um, but now 7-Eleven has converted so that because every 7-Eleven used to be its own entity in a way,
Oh, okay.
So like if one 7-Eleven did something or sold something, the rest of them didn't have to. But now I think they're trying to be more uniform. So actually, I'm not in 7-Eleven anymore. But I like to go to a lot of little local pop corner stores and all that kind of stuff, and put stuff in there. Face masks. I had some face masks in the corner stores and stuff like that. But again, like I said, the name of the game for me is I'm trying to get somebody to want to buy up front at a wholesale price. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I'm still looking and waiting on that, but we're gonna see.
Okay. Now, earlier you just mentioned your team. So who are some of the people that work under you or with you, I should say?
Yeah. I got a few different people that help me out. Cousins. Just a lot of people I trust. To
Okay.
help me with my day-to-day things because I got a lot going on. As I told
Right.
you before, of course, I have the clothing brand and entertainment company, which is really based around promotion, event curation, things of that nature. But then I also have my investments, right? So I
Right.
invest in vending machines, I invest in cars, and pretty soon we're going to do real estate, but a really specific kind of real estate. But
Okay.
um, so when my head's not, doing the tornado, like the Tasmanian devil, sometimes I just like to differentiate and, you know, have other people handling stuff for me instead.
Okay. Wow. You got a lot going on. Now, let's look at the business aspect. Let me go back to the fashion design piece and then ask the business. What influenced you to want to be a fashion designer? Because I mean that is so awesome. I mean, because you go to stores, you buy, you see things that you like. I'm not thinking about who's the fashion designer. I just see an outfit that looks very nice, but rarely you get credit to the one who made the outfit. So,
Yeah.
um, where did you get that creativity of wanting to be a fashion designer?
Well, I mean, I think it's that same creativity comes from the music I make, right?
Okay.
And it all comes from wanting to tell a certain story. And I think my brand is really self-explanatory, being called True Hustler, for hustlers, by hustlers, you know what I'm saying? But I think my inspiration always comes from, like I said, telling a story. So maybe the pieces I might come up with um, are telling you, it all depends. I have hundreds of items, but um, it's all coming from a very real place in my mind. Just like how I sit there and I come up with words to write on a track, right? It's the same thing as how I come up with where to place certain logos or how to, like for example, like all of my items, if they have pockets, the pocket has a zipper, right? Now, for
Okay.
me in particular, why is that? it's because you're a true hustler. True hustlers worried about that money in your pocket. You can't let that money in your pocket fall out. You need that zipper. You know what I mean? So it's like everything kind of has a certain. It's a reason. It's a method to the madness.
Right, right. Now, last week I interviewed two visual artists, and one of the things that I asked them is how did they go about pricing their work? So when you're doing the outfits, wow, how do you know how much to charge for what outfit?
Well, a lot of times for me, I kind of try to play the market. You know, I see what other people are charging. I don't want to overcharge, but I also don't want to cheat myself. And I also like to leave room for a sale and that I'm still making something. So, you know, let's just say if the general consensus is selling sweatsuits for $100, I can sell it for 80. And then if I'm doing a sale, I could drop it to 60. But anything after that, I'll be losing money. You know what I mean? So, you know, I like to kind of stay around the marketplace. Plus, you don't want to undercut too hard because then people are going to be like, oh, what's he doing? You know what I mean? You almost resetting the market when you do something like that, right? So it's like I like to play it to the competition, not you know, competition. I don't really compete with nobody, but you know what I mean. Like other people doing the same thing, I just kind of keep my prices around that range.
Right, you get a lot of people say, "Hey Dre, man, I like that G outfit, man. I gotta get it for $40." You get that.
Yo, all the time, and you know, you gotta take the good with the bad. I mean, that's what happens. But it's like, you know, you don't go to Gucci store and say that. You don't go to, you know what I mean?
That's
you
what
look
I'm
at
talking about.
Yeah, you go to you look at the price tag and you go and you scan that thing. That's it. We don't. It's really not no competition. But you know, I mean, it's not no conversation. But I feel like people do that because they feel like they know you. They feel like you here. They can touch you. They can talk to you. And it's like, you know, that's more the reason why I stress my website so much, because it's like I don't even want you to be able to have to talk to me. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we do our thing. Right. You know what I mean? The only time I really interact heavy is when I have something like a very exclusive item that's not hitting the website that I might only have on hand. So I with that, but even still, like if I'm coming to you, you already know what the price is. 9 out of 10, you already cash at me or Zelle me or whatever the case may be. So I try to stay away from all that. But people do it, especially when you out and about, and then people see you like, oh man, I need a sweatsuit, but I only got this. All right, well, let me know you got the rest. You know what I mean?
So right now we're into the Christmas season. So are you doing any sales right now?
Yeah. Well, I just did a sale for Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna do something after Christmas, almost like a post Christmas sale too.
Gotcha.
I did something leading up to Christmas. It's not there anymore, but I do think I'm gonna do another sale probably after.
Right. You know, earlier you touched on family. Have you had, you know, sometimes your family members can be your biggest people who critique your work. So when you show, well, have you shown your outfits to brother, sister, father, mother, cousins, uncles, aunts, and what was their feedback?
Well, and you know, it's crazy. I feel like, you know, seeing the work and everything is good, but I feel like seeing the money is better, right? You know, because it's like that, you know, they'll support all day, but then once you say, oh, I'm gonna quit my job, and then it's like, all right, wait, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, you know, I think when you show them the money and that this is actually working, that's when people really wholeheartedly support you. I mean, I feel like I have the support of them to do it, but not like a full-fledged support where it's like, you know, go ahead, quit your job, do what you got. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
It's still that thing in the back of the mind for them that, you know, you still got to do things the society's way, you know?
Right. Well, you know, because it's a good thing because family, I mean, if you have some brochures, you know, you figure your family, that they know a lot of people, that they can lead people to your direction. They say, hey, man, I'm thinking about going to Kohl's or Burlington Coat Factory or Kmart or whatever. Say, wait a minute, man, my nephew, my brother, my son, look, he got his own clothing lines. Support him, you know.
Right.
So
Exactly. That's how it should be. You know what I mean? A lot of people around me will be like, well, why would I go buy a Nike sweatsuit when I get one from you? You know what I mean? People say that to me all the time. And I love when people say that, because it's like I put a lot of effort into my stuff. You know what I mean? Like my quality is there. I mean, you know, I got the tags. My sweatsuits have the TH logo on the zipper. You know what I mean? Like, it's just very intricate things that I think about that I know a lot of other people don't. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Now, Dre, you got a lot of people that 76ers fans, Eagles fans, Cowboys fans, Lakers fans. Now, do you do like sweatsuits like in sports, represent teams?
actually, I do. Actually, that's one thing I've been trying to get better at. But I do. The colorways, like some of the colorways I might do specifically special. Like when the Lakers won the championship, I actually redid the Lakers logo. So where it says loss, it says true, and where it says where it says Los Angeles, it says true, and where it says Lakers, it says hustler, like on the actual Lakers logo. You know what I mean? Like I almost redid the whole thing. I also did one for the Timberwolves, because they had the number one pick in the draft. You know what I mean? So I did one for that. So I just little stuff like that, and then people will jump on and buy it though. It's good to do that sometimes.
Right. Before the show started, I was wondering. I was wondering if Dre do you have people modeling your fashion wear, and have you ever did like a fashion show?
I do have models.
Fashion show.
I have models. We haven't done a fashion show yet, but I have models specifically that I use that take pictures for me and all kinds of stuff like that. That I specifically work with all the time. Also, I've been getting really heavy into the influencer marketing, so I've been sending stuff to certain people. One person that really be rocking out right now is Waka Flocka. He always wears his sweatsuits. You know what I mean? He always wearing that thing. I seen him on Instagram one time. He was up there, on his Instagram story, sitting there. He had to match it. He had a maroon sweatsuit on. You know what I mean? But it was nice though. And I appreciate stuff like that because they don't have to do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, one of the questions I also wanted to ask you was what type of fabrics do you use? I mean, cotton or what's your fabrics?
Man, anything and everything just depends on the item. I mean, I've done spandex one pieces for women. I got cotton sweatsuits. I've even made satin sweatsuits for women before. You know what I mean? Everything and anything. If I can use it, you know what I mean? I like to have stuff that's stretchier because one thing that I normally do is I really make everything unisex.
Okay.
For the most part. Okay. I mean, I have gender specific items too, but I mainly like to play around with unisex options because I mean it's better for me and the customer. You know what I mean? So I'm not out here spending double the money on whatever two gender specific different sweatsuits or whatever. When if you're a man and you like your things to be a little looser, just go a size up. If you like the tight look or whatever, just stay the size. You know what I mean? Women, I tell women all the time, if you like your thing to be kind of tight, go a size down. If you like it, with a little looser fit, stay the size it is. You know what I mean?
Right. So I'm going to ask you the same question that I asked the visual artist last week. Have you ever made something, created something that was just so awesome that you said to yourself, I got to keep this myself. I ain't trying to sell this.
I did because and see that's another thing. So when I get my orders, especially when I'm working with the guys in Pakistan, right? Like so let's just say if so right now this season I've been dropping a different color sweatsuit every month since September, right? So I've done maroon, I've done navy, black, etc. Right? So my next one is going to be like a pink one, just for the women or whatever. But so every time I order a load, I always get a couple samples for myself to know how things are gonna, So I might get me a different color, right? And I might even do let's for example, I might say jackets. I just did jackets. I don't know if you've seen I posted that, but I have some like reflector jackets. People love them. Same time I got the reflector jacket, I got myself this like black coat. Man, I was like, man, I ain't even gonna sell this, man. I'm keeping this for myself. I like because sometimes I like to keep it, but things they end up becoming like a one-on-one because of I might make an alteration or two. Like when I get the sample, that's the reason. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to just get a load of something and not know how it's gonna fit, how it's gonna look. So I get the sample first, check it out, and I might say, man, I want to change this. But I'll keep that sample. So then it still ends up being a one-on-one item. You know what I mean?
Jay, I'm sitting here thinking, I said, man, you probably could really kill it if you had fraternities and sororities coming to you, and maybe T-shirts or jackets. I mean,
Yeah.
has that ever happened to you? I don't assume that it happened.
It hasn't, and the reason it hasn't is because I didn't really come. The website, I mean the clothing brand itself and all that didn't really come. Not even me designing, like it didn't really come full circle and all the way into fruition until after I left Dale State.
Oh, okay.
So it kind of. I mean, I've really only been doing this for about 3 years now. I got my LLC and everything like that done in 2018.
Right.
And in 2017, it was my idea. It came about in 2017, but I had graduated in 2016. So I was still living in Dover, but I didn't have all my ducks in a row to be able to come to anybody like that. But it's always been an idea. And, because I'm all the way there now, I was really going to try to do something this year at homecoming. But obviously, we know how that goes. But very soon, I am going to try to tap back into the college market and try to, tap that, clean it up.
That is awesome. We live in this pandemic now. People are losing jobs, people are losing their homes, and et cetera, et cetera. Have you faced any challenges since this pandemic, or was there any challenges prior to the pandemic?
I really can't say that I have, honestly.
That's a great thing.
yeah. I mean, it's especially because in a way, I think you know all about the the unemployment people have been getting and the,
right.
That kind of stuff. So people was getting their money and coming right to me, telling me what sweatsuits they wanted, what outfits they wanted, and all that kind of stuff. So it was actually helped me a little, I mean. And sadly, I mean, I would hate to say that in the midst of a global pandemic, but it I actually helped me out a little bit. Everybody, as soon as they got their money, they came to me. So I didn't really see the downside of it.
Right. Now, no, we talked about business because you said that you invest in a variety of different things. But what got you into the business aspect? I mean, of course, you got the fashion, which is also business, but in terms of the investing,
it's people around me. I think I like to give the credit to the people around me that actually already think like that. Like one of my cousins, his name is Darius. He always talks about passive income, how to make sure we ain't never gonna be broke, right? So one of the first things was vending machines, right? And it was just like it makes perfect sense. Did that. I think a vending machine probably makes about anywhere between $400 to $500 a month on its own, right? If you're in a good location, now you multiply that by however many vending machines you can get, right? Now you're looking at some good money residual passively that you're not even worried about. All you gotta do is go to BJ's once twice a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, BJ's stay full.
Yeah. So, and then I actually have a lot of friends that's in the car circuit. So, what I first did was I went with one of my boys to one of the auto auctions, one of the dealership auto auctions. We went there, man. It blew my mind because I'm seeing cars that if we drive up here down whatever highway and you see a dealership, these cars is $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 cars.
Right.
People are getting them at these auto auctions for like $6,000, $7,000.
Wow, right? That's a big difference.
Right. Wow. I'm telling you, me myself in college, I had a car. I had a Chevy Malibu. I want to say 2010, something like that. I had like a 2010 Malibu, maybe even 2008, I would say. And when I was at the auto auction, I seen the same exact car. Now, I got that car from the dealership for $13,000, payments or whatever.
Right.
I was at the auto auction. I seen the same exact car. I was like, man, I want to bid on it. And my boy, he said, nah, it wouldn't be smart. I was like, okay. By the end of that auction, that car went for, I want to say $2,500. Wow. I'm telling, it's the same car that I paid $13,000 for. It went for $2,500. So when I'm at these dealership auctions, I'm like, man, like this is what people really doing. So I'm with him, and I started buying a car here and there. I'm buying cars for $600, and people are turning around. I mean, and it's a well worth $2,500, $3,000 car.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like it was just a no-brainer for me. Now, because now on the other side of that is I didn't want to be known as, the lemon guy. You can't come to me to get a lemon. So what I started doing now is I wanted to get more higher end cars and more so rent them as opposed to selling them. So I'd rather have a really nice car that I can keep making money from than say this semi decent car for a good price, right? So it's just always having I don't know if it's being good at math. I don't know what it really is in particular, but I mean, yeah, it's always been a no-brainer for me. And I always like to stay busy and.
Right. Oh, yeah. One of the things I wanted to ask you about the fashion designers. Are there any fashion designers, men or women, that you come to admire?
I admire a lot of serial entrepreneurs.
Okay.
A lot of people, on Instagram and Facebook that I'll follow. I do like Milano, D Rouge, that's somebody in Philly. It's a few local brands that I like what they do. And like I said, of course, I always study, people that's really already done it before.
Right.
I was always like that. Even when I played sports back in high school, I mean, all I did was study state records and see how close I was and all that, and really get to know what this business is all about, right? So I definitely was on that. Like I said, Calvin Kanai, I love what he used to do.
Right.
Of course, Fubu, back in the day, you know what I mean? Like I like to follow these sort of models and see what they did, and as opposed to how to break the mold and
Right.
figure it out.
Okay, your music. So you're a DJ, I'm correct?
Nah, I'm an artist,
Oh,
but at the
okay.
same time, with True Hustler Entertainment, I have artists underneath me as well.
Oh,
So
okay, gotcha.
so I used to push myself a lot, and now I kind of push them. Um, but I have everything from people really rocking with us, from artists to photographers, videographers. We do got DJs. So and all of this comes to help with the event curation that we do, right? So it's like if I put together an event, I don't have to worry about a DJ cost because I already know I got my DJ, right?
Right.
So little things like that.
Okay, so your music, is it based on your personal experiences, or is it based on things that's come top of your head? Where'd you get your music from?
Um, I would put myself in the genre of like a reality rapper. Like I talk about everything that I've been through, that I've seen, that I've dealt with in the past. And if I didn't personally see it or um or do it, someone I know has. So sometimes I like to be the person, like I tell my story all the time, but sometimes I like to tell a story for people that can't. Right. So I might tell a story for friends of mine that have passed away. I might tell stories for friends of mine that don't know how to rap. Right. So I might I'm the person that, I really like to be real with people. Like I don't do a lot of, just jibber jabber, mumble rap and all that kind of stuff.
I want to. I always ask myself, man, what happened to music? I listen to the R&B stations that we have at 105.3 WDAS, 100 the beat, Power 99. I hear a lot of songs that may be from the 80s and the 90s, but today, both hip hop and R&B, man, I don't see like a lot of new talent. What's going on?
Yeah, I think you know what it is, man. I think it a lot of things is weeded out now, right? So everything is direct to consumer these days, right? So if you got somebody that's super popular on these social media sites,
Right.
They might have what, a million some followers, right? For probably doing dumb stuff on the internet. You know how some people just
Right. Yeah.
just funny or whatever the case may be, right? But then they go put a song out. Well, those million some people are gonna support them, right? So now once you're direct to consumer, and that person, as dumb as the song may be, or as bad as the song may be, these people are gonna support them, right? So when those people go to support that artist, the radios and all that have no choice but to play that, because that's what's going on right now, right? Because how dare you be the only radio station that don't play this great song that everybody loves, right? And so it gets like this. It all became like a popularity contest to me. You know what I mean?
Right. And I guess also a lot of people are going underground as well. I would
Right.
assume.
Right.
Okay. Now, have you participated in any shows in the past or any concerts or because I know in this pandemic now, so you're not going to see too many concerts now. But you know, have you thought about doing something online, virtual, in
You know,
terms of?
I have thought about putting something together like that because I know I've seen some people do you know, just creating a different vibe, a different aesthetic, like a live band type of performance type of thing, something that they did on Instagram or live or Facebook live or whatever. So I have thought about that. Um, but in the past, I've done shows. A lot of times I like to do stuff out of town. I haven't really done a lot of stuff in Delaware, but
Okay.
I actually took me and my team out to Minnesota one year because I have a strong connection out there with a friend of mine's father who's like the top of the security chain out there, right? So I've done I did a show in Minneapolis right after Drake and Future's concert, Summer 16, the Summer 16 concert they did. So this is 2016. I took us out there. We went out there and we opened up the club show after the concert for them. We rocked out with Future and DJ Esco. It was a good time.
Right. I want to look at the financial aspect of being a artist. I remember when the New Edition, the movie came out. Man, their mom was still on, I think one or two other moms, they were like on Section 8 or they were low housing communities. And you think
Yeah,
New Edition, they big, but what it was is the manager, they get majority of the money, and then the artists, they get
yeah.
little that's nice and ridiculous. So what is your advice to artists in terms of dealing with managers, man, who's going to be fair to them?
I would say just to stay independent. Number one,
Okay.
that's the most important. The reason things like that happen is because they are the machine, right? So if they go and 9 out of 10, there's a lot of people that don't really read contracts, or that's just so excited. But I mean, you can't blame them because you know these people they stuck in the hood. You know, they
Right,
finally get an opportunity. You don't want to
right,
turn it down, right? Because you never know what can happen after this. Could be the only one. But I definitely would say stay independent. Um, a lot of times when you're dealing with these big labels, you know, expenses comes out of your profit. You know,
right.
so if they're paying for your music video, they paying for your studio time, they paying for your outfits when you do music videos, they paying for the girls to be in the music videos, the location, whatever. You know, they can sit there and put this whole thing together. Now you don't even know if they're really paying for that, right? You don't know what's going on, but they're naming a price, they're putting it on there, and they're taking it away from the profit. And then the first chunk of the profit goes to who you're signed to. So let's just say if you know I'm the head of Trust Entertainment. Now let's just say I go do a joint venture with Def Jam, right?
Right.
Def Jam will get paid. Well, depending on what the venture is. Now um me being a person that's gonna stay independent, I would more likely do a joint deal. So you know maybe just a distribution deal, and that's about it. I don't really need y'all to do anything else but distribute my music, right? Now
Right.
there could be another situation where if I get with Def Jam, they distribute the music, they get the money to give it right to me. Now I pay my artist, and that's what it is. But I took my percentage off the top. Now maybe you know whatever we came up with as an agreement, because every artist manager agreement isn't the same. It all
Right.
depends on what you bring to the table, right? Because you could be, like I said, super popping on Instagram, million followers, whatever the case may be.
Right.
I need you more than you need me right now, right? It's whoever got the leverage and whatever you can, you know, you can attain. And that's why sometimes like I don't know if you be keeping up what's going on with like, you know, with like Meg Thee Stallion with her contract issues or Diddy and Mace, how Mace was trying to buy his stuff back and Diddy said, no, you gotta match the guy. You know what I mean? That, sometimes it's cut and dry. I mean, well, sometimes it's not so cut and dry. And sometimes it's really like, you know, just do the right thing. But at the end of the day, sometimes business is business. Like, did you watch The Last Dance?
I think so. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Michael Jordan thing?
Oh yeah. Michael
So
Jordan. Yeah.
like think about that, right? Like Scottie Pippen's contract, right?
Yeah. He got robbed, man.
Like and the thing is, it's like you took that deal. Remember the guy even told him, he said, I told you not to sign this long.
Right. Right.
But Scottie was thirsty to take care of his family. He had to get the money, so he did what he had to do. But it's like, yo, at the end of the day, sometimes it's better to just wait and see, like, but everybody didn't have that in them,
But like you said, the challenges are if you grow up in the hood and you ain't got nothing, I mean, $2 million is a lot,
Yeah, exactly. That you're gonna take it,
Take it, yeah. Then you want to look out for your mom and your people. So yeah, it's a challenge. It's a hard decision.
It's a challenge, but sometimes it's like that's why if you got the leverage, like a lot of these people be having the leverage. Like Scottie Pippen had the leverage. He could have just said no, and went to another team. Somebody would have paid him.
And somebody paid him, right.
So it's like on one end of it, when it's business, sometimes I look at stuff like, you didn't have to sign it, but sometimes I think a little bit of compassion has to be involved, but a lot of people try to keep that stuff separate.
Right. Okay, going back to your fashions business, are you looking to have your own boutique store, or you just want to stay online?
I was looking to actually get me a space the beginning of this year, but again, we see how that turned out. The walkthroughs I had scheduled got canceled, all because of COVID and stuff. Right. So I am looking to do it. Actually, I just got into a program that Delaware offers. I don't know if you ever heard of the Launcher program. It's by the Western Neighborhood House. They actually help you get approved for business loans and help you get a store or whatever your profession is, because I know there's people from all type of different entrepreneurial walks. So I know a friend of mine, he did the course last year, and he's a personal trainer, and they're helping him get a gym. It's just
awesome.
So hopefully, right after I get into this program and everything like that, it'll get me set up straight.
So 5 years from now, what do you see yourself?
Man, look, I'm a big picture thinker. I'm a big dreamer, man. You can't ask me something like that, man. I'll tell you, I'm on Mars somewhere. You know what I mean? Opening the store on Mars. I don't know, but but seriously, I think I see myself very successful. Multiple locations, multiple cities. Right. You know what I mean? Multiple investments. Just being successful, honestly.
Okay, so as we close out the interview, you have a couple minutes remaining. You have any closing words that you want to say? If you want to give any shout outs to anybody that's watching.
well, definitely I need everybody to shop at True Hustler. It's www.truehustlerent.com. I definitely want to encourage everybody to keep hustling. Continue to be busy bag chasing. Never settle. And one thing I always say, like, you don't have to be an entrepreneur to be a hustler, right? It could be as simple as you have a good paying job, but there's room for growth. Why aren't you chasing the top, right? Like, why don't you want to, if you work at McDonald's and you flipping burgers, that's fine. You don't want to be a manager. If you're a manager, you don't want to go to corporate. If you're in corporate, you don't want to be a regional manager. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's just, if you see room for improvement in any walk of life and anything you're doing, and chase it. You know what I mean?
All right. Okay. Now give that website one more time.
Again, the website is www.truehustlerent.com. Everything spelled correctly. The Instagram is my personal Instagram is Drizz DRIZZ.th. The clothing Instagram is at True Hustler Worldwide, one word, everything spelled the same. Actually, the entertainment page is True Hustler ENT. And if you look at the link in my bio, I got my other investment pages. I got a page for the vending. I got a page for the auto. And I'm thinking about doing a couple more things. I got a few more ventures lined up. So
it's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Now let's just remind people who's watching, you're gonna have a sale after Christmas.
Yeah. Yep. I'm gonna do a 30% off the entire site 30% off your cart. I'm gonna drop a promo code probably the night after Christmas, just so for people who might not have had the best Christmas, or some people that there's just people out there that get money for Christmas, right? So you want to go ahead shop with us, man. Go ahead. I'm gonna do something special for y'all.
And Andre, you do sneakers and shoes too, or just clothes?
Nah, not sneakers and shoes.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
I'm thinking about it though. I'm thinking about it, but I mean, if you go on the website, I mean, I have everything. I have pillows. I have quote pillow. Check this out. I got canvas.
Okay.
I got canvas wall art. I got
It's awesome.
I got blankets. I got coffee mugs. I gotta get you a coffee mug, right? I got thermoses. I got everything, man. I got things for the home, living. I got accessories. I got hats. I got whatever,
That's awesome. That is awesome. All right, Dre. So yeah, I'm gonna invite you back again sometime in 2021 whenever you want to come on. You got some new stuff, just hit me up, and I got you.
I appreciate that, man. Look, I can't wait to have a sit down and real, what I mean, on the
Oh
couch.
yeah. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
man.
Okay. Okay, I got you. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you next time.
All right.